Hi everyone, my name is Aparna Bhatia, and this week's tech tip is going to be about how to restart your spacing for your panels at openings. So over here we have an opening and we have our typical spacing set to 2 feet. I also want to kind of override the cripple spacing in the middle here, and I want to restart it at the very first king. So every time it sees the first king of an opening, I want it to restart the spacing for my panel. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to have two doors here. So I'll have a door here, and I'll create another one, and I'll place it a little down. So I'll just place a single door, maybe that, and I'll place that over here. And we'll just regenerate the panel here. So now that I have these two doors, right now the crippled spacing is basically just following suit. So from here, it's ignoring the king altogether, and then it's trying to create our 2-foot spacing like so. Okay, so it will just continue our 2-foot spacing, and it's treating the cripples like our typical verticals, right? So that's what we are getting right now. So now what I want to do is I don't want it to follow that rule. I want the spacing in the above, like the openings, to be 1 foot for the cripples, but for the rest of the panel, I want it to be 2 feet. I also wanted to restart the spacing at the first king. So we have a few options inside our panel properties. We can go to miscellaneous, and we can go to our our structural members here. We'll go to edit. And in edit here, you'll see that within the structural arrangements tab, I have the restart at openings option. So I can check that on. And when I check that on, the settings become active. So I can select that. And here I can choose to restart at first king or restart at last king. So I can choose how I want to restart my spacing. I'm going to do restart at first king. The minute I enable any one of these, it will allow me to update my cripple spacing or enable cripple spacing override. So I'll check that on. And then over here, I can choose my spacing for my cripples. So I'll say 1 foot. So what this means is it will start its 1 foot spacing from the first king because it's restarting its spacing. Okay, so we'll do that and hit OK. So once we set that up, hit close and hit OK. There you go. So you'll notice that it actually is restarting our spacing at the king. So if I do a quick dimension here, sorry, no, that way, this way. So that's my first king, all right? And then I will just quickly do a dimension to here. That's my 1 foot, 1 foot typical spacing that we specified. And now when I get to the very last one here, again, it's going to ignore these kings and it will just place the next vertical after the opening framing to be at that 1 foot mark from the last cripple that, like from this cripple here. Okay, then again, you have your 2 feet for your typical panel. Again, we hit the first king for this opening. Then you can review your spacing again for your cripples. And for this one, I believe this one here will be my 1 foot. So that is after my king, and then goes back to my 2 foot spacing. All right. You'll notice over here, since it's restarting, that spacing over there is ignored. Basically, it's not going to have your 1 foot spacing from, or your 2 foot spacing from here to there. It's just basically restarting your spacing at that point. Okay, so that's basically how you can use the restart at openings command. Thank you. Have a good day.